Welcome to this new video. In this video, I'll be explaining you the 7 key points of dance. The 7 key points of dance made my dance look way more dynamic and it opened up my creativity, and I think this is something that's also going to be really helpful for you too. Before we start with the 7 key points, there is something that I have to tell you before, and that is the way you can train them when it comes to these points, but also to other concepts and ideas, at least most of them. You can approach it in 3 different ways. Imagine a teacher or somebody else, a friend, or by yourself, is giving you a concept. Let's say flow. You can train it in 3 different ways. You can do flow with a body part, let's say my arm, for example, multiple body parts, 2 arms, or another body part, and full body, so the whole body moving in a flowy way. This creates 3 different ways to train them, and is something that you have to remember, because when a teacher is giving you a concept, don't immediately think, this is, at least when it comes to me, I always thought like, okay, damn, I have to use my full body for this new concept, let's train everything. But giving these 3 separate ways of training, yeah, it really opened up my mind, like, okay, wow, I can actually train it in this way, I can move it in this way, I can also move in that way. What if I combine them? That's where the multiple body parts come in. So playing around with that, also which I will explain you with the 7 key points, it totally changes the way you move. But yeah, now let's dive into the 7 key points. And yeah, the first one on the list is speed. And when it comes to speed, it's how fast you move. I can move really fast, I can move really slow. But if you combine what I said before, you can also do both. So you can do one part fast, one part slow. Or let's say this is fast, this is then slow. You don't have to do this. It's just something that I wanted to tell, because you don't have to think one speed and say that's the only speed that I'm gonna use in my round, or I'm gonna use the speed, then level it up, then level it down. But yeah, you can also use more speeds, different speeds at the same time, and changing that way. It's a bit more complex, but you know, try to explore with it, see what you can find with it. And yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm not gonna explain them all too deeply. It's just a simple explanation, so you have a clear view of what the points are. Now to the next one. The next one is energy. And when it comes to energy, it's not just the energy that you use with your body. You can also use energy with the head. Thinking of the music, for example. Imagine you're stepping into a battle. The first thing is not focusing on my body, like, how do I have to move? I have to move now, fast, power. No. When I step in, I listen. The energy goes up in my head, thinking of how the music sounds. Where's the beat? Where's the snare or the clap? Do I hear heads? Do I hear a bass? What does the melody sound like? Does it change the melody? All these things. And that's where the focus goes to it at my first, when I first hear the music. Then later I try to translate that into movement. That's of course how I do it then. I also don't use in my dance round the same energy the whole time. It's good to change it up. Be relaxed. Then when you feel, okay, now music sounds a bit heavier and I feel comfortable going also in that space, then you level up your energy. Also with energy, like I said again at the start, you don't have to use it the whole body. Using a body part, using multiple body parts, play with that. Also with this, it's something totally different from what I'm used to, and maybe for you too, but having a change in it, especially the multiple body parts, that one, yeah, multiple body parts and then using with that energy, that's something. Using one fast, the other one slow. Imagine this, you're doing a dance round, I'm moving my whole body slow, and then I just use that arm and then moving that one fast, but the other parts are slow. I mean, that's a nice contrast, I think. But yeah, just play with it, see what you can find. I think it's a nice something to really dive into it. Yeah. Next one, direction. Yeah, next one is direction. Also, what I said in the 3-direction method, you don't have to think in one straight line. You can also change it up using a line there, maybe bend it, going around multiple body parts, like one goes this way, the other one goes that way. I mean, actually the best thing to do if you really want to know more about direction, check that video. Connection, that's the next one. When it comes to connection, which also is a little bit related to energy, I don't just think with the body, but I think mostly of the mind. The mind is connected with the body and the mind with the sound. So there are two ways of connecting with the mind and the body, and the mind and the sound. And bringing that all together, you create a circle. It's all connected. The music comes into your mind, and your mind translates that into movement. And it sounds really simple to say, but it's really important. If I think of connection with the body, it's not just that I move on the music, but it's really being connected with it. Not thinking in my round, okay, I'm just gonna move. I'm really thinking of what parts did I move? What parts didn't or haven't I moved? Maybe I moved more with my lower body and think, okay, actually, I'm connected with my body, so perhaps I need to use more of my arms, more of my head, my shoulders. Don't forget these small parts, the knees, the hips, the shoulders, the head, even expression. These are small things, but make a big impact. That's where the connection comes with. Same for the music. You can think only about the beat, only about the melody, but the vocals, the hi-hats, those small things, if you put your focus a little bit on that part, I think that's a good way to show a bit more contrast. Then there is presence, and also something that has to do with connection. Your presence is how you present yourself, basically. And there are two ways that I think about. You have inwards and outwards. Presence inwards is more focused on yourself. So I can look at myself, I can move a bit more inwards, just feeling myself. That is something that I usually use at the start of a round. And then outwards is just a simple way to say, looking around, looking at the audience, going a bit bigger. Yeah, walking around, using the space more. That is when it becomes outwards. Inwards is more at one point, outwards is outside that point. There's still two other key points. The next one is musicality. Musicality is not something that you hear. I've learned it's something that you feel, if that makes sense. So musicality is not something that you hear, but something that you feel. It shows you feel how it is, how they move. You can see that the person understands the music. It's not like that you're dancing and then you're showing off like, okay, there's the beat, boom boom. Like, I mean, that is a part of musicality, but it's not the full picture. Yeah, there are two ways that I see when it comes to musicality. There is rhythm. A rhythm that is when the way you show has a certain pattern, like 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, or 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. You see? So that is rhythm. And then you have beat killing. That is actually what I just showed you a little bit. When it comes to beat killing, it's that you focus on a certain part of the music and you're showing that. Like you hear a beat, boom, boom. When you hear a clap, like ah or ah or ah. Just something that you really let them know that you hear a certain point. Well, that is then when it comes to musicality. And the last thing, but definitely not the least, is space. Using the space around you is something really important. Same actually for the other ones, they're all important, but space too. And space is one of the big things that you can use to make your movement be more stand out. Because if I stand in one place, that's one thing, but I can go to the floor, I can go up, I can use just my arm and move different ways. I don't have to keep it all the way always down. I can use that space above me. Not necessarily that you have to do this, but I'm just standing like, when it comes to space, you don't always have to stand still or walk around. You can also level that up. Go down, go up, go forward. What is the maximum that you can reach? You know, like I can use my arm here, but how far can I go there? That is using the maximum of my space. Not something that you have to do, like I said, but just to have that in mind. Like, okay, space, when I think of space, it's not just using around, but see where the limits are. Yeah. And how far can I go? Because the further I can go, the more I can use it and create different movements. If I always stay in the same small space that I have and I just move there, I'm never gonna reach my limit. I never can create more moves than what I have here. Go outwards, see what you can explore, find your limit. That's something that I just wanted to tell. So this was the 7 key points of dance, plus what I said at the beginning with how you can train those different key points. I hope you found it useful. I hope you will remember this in all your dance rounds, everywhere you go. And that's it, yeah. I hope you enjoyed and see you in the next one. Peace.